Wonderful on a Friday morning, January 12th, the Jerry Mason Show. Weather, time, and music from WHB.
From Kansas City, Missouri, you have...
Radio 70 Wonderful, WHB.
Partly cloudy skies over Kansas City. The temperature now is 19 windy degrees, and Mama, that's cream of wheat weather.
That's cream of wheat weather, we repeat. So guard your family with hot cream of wheat.
Kids, just like cars, need help getting started on cold mornings. Warm your family up with a good, honest breakfast of hot, enriched cream of wheat cereal.
At the tone, time for Mid-America's most listened to newscast, the WHB 8 o'clock news. Wonderful WHB.
Action Central News. Alan Shaw reporting, WHB Action Central News Time, temperature 19 degrees, Kansas City. Mrs. Sharon Kinney, 22-year-old mother of 3 children, found guilty yesterday in Kansas City of murdering her husband. The circuit court jury recommended life imprisonment. Last June, Mrs. Kinney was cleared of another murder charge in the death of the wife of one of her lovers. Mrs. Kinney's husband, James, shot to death in bed at their home in Independence, Missouri in the spring of 1960. She contended their 2.5-year-old daughter, Dana, accidentally shot Kinney with a gun he left at the bedside. Kansas City. The president of the National Safety Council said yesterday in Kansas City that Missouri's new traffic law is one of the best. Howard Pyle told the Kansas City Safety Council's executive committee that the Missouri point system governing revocation of driver's licenses is an outstanding step toward safe driving. Kansas City. Approximately $50 million will be spent in Kansas this year on military and civil works projects. Colonel A.P. Rollins, Jr. of the Kansas City Army Engineers also told the Kansas Contractors Association that construction is being stepped up on the following dams: Milford, Wilson, and Pomona. Preliminary work is scheduled for the John Redmond, Council Grove, and Elk City dams. Kansas City. The University of Kansas School of Medicine in Kansas City has been awarded a federal research grant of $2,215,110 over the next 7 years. The grant, announced yesterday, will supplement long-established laboratory and bedside studies of human ailments. Chillicothe, Missouri. The WHB police beat shows this morning that a collision between a school bus and a truck 11 miles south of Chillicothe has injured 6 students slightly. The bus carrying 29 Bosworth, Missouri high school students to a basketball game with Chillicothe High. Truck driver Harold E. Hayes of Marshalltown, Iowa, told WHB News reporters his truck jackknifed. Bus driver William Marple had stopped the bus by the time the truck hit it. The injured students were given first aid, then they joined the others in another bus and completed their trip for a game. Rolla, Missouri. A California race driver, Johnny Mance, and a companion hospitalized today with injuries suffered in a traffic accident Wednesday. Mance, 35, and A.R. Smith, 46, both of San Gabriel, California, were injured when their pickup truck and a tractor-trailer collided on U.S. 66 near Rolla. Mance was trapped in the wreckage. He suffered possible internal injuries, broken right leg, and cuts. Smith suffered a head injury, cuts, and a fractured leg. The truck driver not hurt. Jefferson City. Attorney General Thomas F. Eagleton says that he's in favor of rewriting the Missouri Blue Law governing retail sales on Sunday. Speaking to the Randolph County Bar Association of Moberly last night, he said it is not the only state law in need of repair or replacement, but as long as the old laws remain on the books, he added, his office is going to continue to enforce them. Jefferson City. The gasoline tax sharing plan up for election this coming March 6th will pass because it came from the people, not the politicians, an oil industry official predicted last night in Jefferson City. John R. Hahn, the Public Affairs Secretary for Missouri Oil Council, said there has never been a program with such a wide base of support. The plan would give 1 cent to the present 5-cent state gasoline tax to the cities and the counties. Topeka. The state Senate yesterday, without taking bids, approved paying $19,754 for 96 typewriters. Thad Sandstrom, a radio announcer, compared prices in Topeka. He found that the state was paying $193.50 per typewriter, compared to just $109.50 each paid in a recent purchase by the Topeka Board of Education. Again, Topeka. 2 school money bills were sent to Governor John Anderson by the Kansas legislature's budget session yesterday. They appropriate a total of $637,665 in school aid from the sales tax fund. Included is a balance of $11,213 for emergency aid to all pupils, bringing the average appropriation up to $20 per pupil. Two proposals for constitutional amendment were introduced. One would provide for reapportionment of the state senate every 12 years starting in 1963. The other would encourage redevelopment of blighted city areas by authorizing tax relief on improvements. St. Joseph, Missouri. Don K. Spaulding has been elected potentate of the 4,000-member Moila Shrine Temple at St. Joseph. Other new temple officers include Thomas B. Hunter, Chief Rabban, W.E. Chatham, Assistant Rabban, Fred J. Hoffman, High Priest and Prophet, Milton Taylor, Oriental Guide, Elton F. Clam, the Treasurer, and Everett H. Trunk, Recorder. The Moila Temple is observing its 75th anniversary this year. Spaulding is president of the St. Joseph Stockyards Company. Dallas, Texas. A turkey committee for less government was organized at Dallas yesterday by 100 representatives of the turkey growing industry. The National Turkey Federation, sponsor of the committee, is opposed to government controls for growers. A federal turkey marketing order is expected to be voted on by turkey raisers this spring. And now to the national and international news scenes reported in the WHB News Center from our reporters here, there, and everywhere. 5 minutes past 8, Dateline, Moscow. U.S. Ambassador Llewellyn Thompson has resumed his talks in Moscow with Soviet Foreign Minister Andrei Gromyko on the Berlin situation. Thompson went through the Foreign Ministry building after receiving fresh instructions from Washington. Some key congressional leaders are taking a dim view of President Kennedy's request for standby power to cut income taxes in the event of a recession. There is opposition from Democrats in the House Ways and Means Committee. In the Senate, Finance Committee Chairman Harry Byrd of Virginia, a Democrat, calls the plan unconstitutional, and many Republicans are assailing it. Washington. WHB's Washington News Bureau talked to congressmen yesterday following the President's State of the Union message. Here are the comments made by the new Speaker of the House, John McCormick.
President Kennedy received a tremendous reception from the members of both branches of Congress. His message was not only timely and effective, but a very strong message, covering measures that progressive in nature, of a domestic nature, that's for the best interest of our people, and particularly evidence in the strength of his leadership in the field of national defense and foreign affairs.
Washington. On the other side of the political pickle barrel, WHB contacted Senator George Aiken, Republican from the state of Vermont. As could be expected, he was disappointed.
Standing by itself, I found the message disappointing, but I'm willing to withhold judgment until the supplemental messages arrive on the Hill relative to the various projects and objectives which he pronounced.
Would you support this UN bond issue, sir?
I'm afraid the President doesn't have full information in regard to that United Nations bond issue. Instead of requiring Russia to pay the dues, that proposal would let Russia off of the hook for the next generation.
Washington. From the WHB Washington News Desk, political writer Jack Bell says there's bipartisan support for Kennedy's firmness on Berlin and is pledged to submit a balanced budget next week. But Bell says Kennedy seems likely to win approval for fewer than half of the wide-ranging domestic and foreign programs he offered Congress, it being an election year. Hartford, Connecticut. New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller says his first political objective is to be reelected this year, but Rockefeller left the door open to Republican presidential bid in 1964. In Hartford, Connecticut, where he made a political visit, Rockefeller was asked if he'd like to be president. He replied, "If I had a chance to serve in the interest of freedom, I would be glad to serve wherever I could." Oklahoma City. The GOP is having an important meeting today in the Sooner State. For WHB News from Oklahoma City, here is Charlie Holliday.
The Republican National Committee begins a two-day meeting in Oklahoma City today with the hope that it can map the kind of strategy that will put the GOP in control of Congress next session. Republican National Chairman William E. Miller of New York, here in Oklahoma City for the National Committee meeting, which opens today, said President Kennedy has asked for powers which could become political weapons and hurt the Republican Party. Miller said he would not give any president, Democrat or Republican, standby authority to decrease income taxes at his discretion as proposed by President Kennedy. Miller also said he would not give a president, Democrat or Republican, standby authority to initiate public works programs. He said both powers could be used to the benefit of the party in power. Miller predicted large Republican gains in the 1962 congressional elections and said if the GOP did not gain considerably, he would not give a penny for its chances of electing a president in 1964. Charlie Holliday reporting from Oklahoma City.
Washington. The United States resumed economic aid to the right-wing government of Laos today. The $4 million cash grant had been held up for nearly 2 weeks, reportedly because the Laos regime balked at giving 2 cabinet posts to the neutralists. There's no indication that the government yielded, but the monthly dole resumed anyway. Peru. Rescue teams are hoping for good weather today so that planes can land them in the Peruvian valley smothered by a gigantic avalanche. Our ambassador in Peru, James Loeb, has told the State Department that an estimated 4,000 persons are missing. They are presumed dead. Washington. At the WHB Washington News Desk this morning, Peter Martin. New passport restrictions are facing American Reds.
The State Department announces new regulations soon refusing passports to members of the United States Communist Party. The new rules involving the party members will be printed in the Federal Register in about 2 weeks. At that time, the Department of State plans to press the rules into action against a group of key party officials. The new regulations require evidence be revealed to an individual when a passport is refused. If evidence is classified according to Justice Department rules, then it's a choice of revealing information and withholding a passport, or issuing the passport and keeping secret information on a party member. This is Peter Martin in Washington.
Tampa, Florida. In Tampa, Florida, Annie Mary Palavada has a mongrel dog named Zorro. He likes to sleep in a camphor wood tree. Zorro's favorite limb is 6 feet above the ground. He spends much of the day relaxing on it. This gives him a good view of the backyard. And that's our story for the children for today. What a world. Alan Shaw reporting Action Central News. Here's Jerry Mason on a limb with the weather.
Partly cloudy and warmer today. Cloudy tonight and Saturday with light snow likely Saturday. High today in the lower 30s, the low tonight near 20, and the high Saturday near 30. Right now, a clear sky over Kansas City. Wind out of the southwest at 14 miles per hour. The temperature now downtown in our town, 19 degrees.
From Kansas City, Missouri, you have...
Wonderful WHB, how we love you.
Audio 70, wonderful WHB, where you'll hear the Stanley Mack Show, 9 to noon today. 11 now past 8 o'clock, WHB, musical clock time. They're here now for you to see and to love the brand new 1962 lineup of all Ford-made automobiles at Southtown Ford and Durham Motors. Yes, at Southtown Ford, 47th and Paseo, you'll see a new idea in cars. The marvelous Ford Fairlane, plus Galaxies, Falcons, Thunderbirds, and Ford trucks. At Durham Motors, 63rd and Troost, you'll see the sharp new styling of Mercury's new middle-sized car, the Meteor, plus Mercury's Monterey's, Comets, and Continentals. There's a smart new look ahead for 1962 in the full Ford line of cars, and they're on display at both stores now. For a super bargain, both Southtown Ford and Durham Motors are clearing out their remaining stock of 1961 models at below dealer cost. So come on out now for below-cost bargains on 1961 models or to buy the new 1962s. That's at Southtown Ford, 47th and Paseo, for Ford Falcons, Fairlanes, Galaxies, Thunderbirds, and Ford trucks. See Durham Motors, 63rd and Troost, for Mercury, Comets, Meteors, Montereys, and Lincoln Continentals. You get excellent service on all Ford products at both stores, plus night service to 1:30 a.m. at Southtown. Hey, sing along now.
Hear that music and song.
Chugga, chugga.
Hear them singing all along. It's WHB, the station for me, where music's the greatest and music's the latest, and you like that music and song. 710 is where you belong. It's really great, mate. Here on WHB, it's the happy place to be.
Absolutely, it's a happy spot, and you'll hear Stanley Mack, happy from 9 to noon, entertaining you on Audio 70, wonderful WHB.
Listen and win.
Monday.
Hear carefully.
Auto.
The game's to be won on wonderful WHB.
Time for you to win cash if you hear your license number called and you have a WHB Lucky License sticker in the rear window of your car. You may win up to $710 from WHB. You'll win $7.10 now if you have the last 4 digits in order, $71 for the last 5 digits in order. But if we call your exact license number, you'll be the winner of $710. But remember, you must have a WHB Lucky license sticker in the rear window of your car. They're free. If you don't have one, pick one up at any Greater Kansas City Skelly service station or write to WHB for one. And now, this hour's lucky license number is Wyandotte County, Kansas license, W/Y 35261. Wyandotte County, Kansas, W/Y 35261. And you have 71 seconds from right now to call WHB, Victor 26080, and claim your prize. JM, the AM, the Jerry Mason Show on a fine sort of Friday morning with our temperature way up there at 19. That's nice to see for a change. 20 minutes now past the hour of 8, WHB Musical Clock Time.
Sings Dinah.
Here's Dinah Shore.
There's more for you in 62 at stores that give S&H green stamps. You get more for your money. You get more for your stamps with S&H green stamps, America's most valuable stamps.
More for your money because prices are low and thrifty at stores that give S&H green stamps. And with S&H, you can get more gifts for fewer stamps because they're America's most valuable stamps.
There's more for you in 62. More for your money, more for your stamps. So take a tip from me and shop where you see the S&H green stamp sign. And watch the Dinah Shore Show on NBC TV January 26th.
Shop at Just Right Supermarkets and W.T. Grant and other fine stores that give S&H green stamps. Save money on low, thrifty prices and get
S&H green stamps, America's most valuable stamps.
Well, sorry to say we did not have our big winner this morning, and our Lucky License contest session just completed. Lauren W. Smith of 2126 South 48th Terrace, Kansas City, Kansas, is the loser of our great big prize, $710. He owned the license number, which we called out, and did not call us within the allotted 71-second time period. Better luck next time to Lauren W. Smith and to you. Your license number may be next. You keep listening. Be sure you have that lucky license sticker in the rear window of your automobile.
WHB.
Well, now, have a good cup of coffee and a lot of top tunes with us this morning, and let's light up and enjoy.
Pullman's natural mildness
Is so good to your taste. Pell-Mel's natural mildness is so good to your taste. So smooth, so satisfying, so downright smokeable. Pell-Mel's natural mildness is so good to your taste.
That's because Pell-Mel's famous length of fine tobacco travels and gentles the smoke naturally, makes it mild, but does not filter out that satisfying flavor.
Pell-Mel's natural mildness is so good to your taste.
Yes, the smoke has traveled naturally over, under, around, and through Pell-Mel's traditionally fine, mellow tobaccos. The finest quality money can buy.
Pullman's natural mildness
It's so good to your taste.
Buy Pell-Mel Famous cigarettes. Outstanding. And they are mild.
The first American Basketball League playoff game is tonight, 8:15, Municipal Auditorium. The Kansas City Steers, Kansas City's first professional sports champions in 15 years, meet the Cleveland Pipers, Eastern Division champions. Tickets are $1, $2, or $3 on sale at the Auditorium box office or the Steers office in the Power and Light building. See the Kansas City Steers, 8:15 tonight, Municipal Auditorium. WHB Musical Clock Time now, exactly 8:30. Up Madam time in the heart of America. Clear skies, 19 degrees downtown in our town this morning, and let's do the twist. Here's Chubby Checker. Color Channel 71 in Kansas City, the city that ranks first as a primary wheat market, the city with a radio station that ranks first in all surveys, WHB.
Now it's time for the radar weather I report.
We have it right here
on WHB.
Partly Partly cloudy and warmer today. Cloudy tonight and Saturday. Light snow likely tomorrow. High today in the lower 30s. Low tonight near 20 and the high Saturday near 30. A clear sky over Kansas City now. Humidity 66%. And the temperature downtown in our town, 19 degrees in Kansas City. On Audio 70 Wonderful JM, the AM, the Mason Show for Friday morning. It's January the 12th of 1962, ending up a second week of a brand new year. WHB musical clock time, 15 till the hour of 9.
From Kansas City, Missouri, you have